last wash day of 2025. We're going to take this car. This is our Warrior Super Dirt Late model. We're going to take this car down to a bare frame, take all the componentry off of it, motors coming out, transmissions coming out, everything, rear end, all the suspension, everything's coming off, everything's getting cleaned, gone through, taken apart, rebuilt, replaced, whatever we need to do to be ready for 2026. But the first step is getting it clean. If you're maybe not a dirt racing fan, but you're wondering why dirt racers have to pressure wash the race car, this is a pretty good example of why. You can see how thick this stuff is. We have just finished up washing the car. Sun's going down here at the 95 shop. Sun's been going down really early lately, which kind of has everybody in a bummer at the end of the day. But just finished washing the car up. It's back in the shop, and now we are ready to start on our frame up. So not exactly the last run that we wanted to have of 2025, but it's the one that we got. And so we made the most of it as best as we could. And now we just got to move forward. So it's time to do the frame up. All right, really quickly here before we move on from our setup sticks, this is what the car looks like on dynamic sticks. So dynamic sticks on the ground are pretty fun. They're pretty cool just because you can see how wild these cars get. And again, what these are doing is simulating the ride heights of the car when it is effectively on the racetrack. You know, there's other ways to do this type of thing as well. A lot of guys like pull down rigs, and pull down rigs are good because it actually puts the car under load with your shocks and springs. Whereas with this method, we're just using these setup sticks like this, where our shocks and springs would go, and they are set to a given center to center, simulating dynamic ride height. So just a quick look at the race car. These give us some consistent points to measure off of. We do them with static sticks as well as dynamic sticks, and they just give us a good A and B compare with consistent ride heights to measure off of for different setups and things like that. So wanted to show you a little glimpse of that before it goes back on chassis stands and we can start taking the deck off. So it's been a few days since I gave an update on the frame up. Fletcher's got the seat out. He's cleaning that off. It got pretty nasty in the car just from being in the car through the season. So he's getting that all cleaned up. And we've got the car pretty much torn down with any bodywork stuff. Now that the seat is out, I can take these last few deck panels off and then around the cockpit as well. That can get all stripped down. But I've been waiting for the seat to come out to do that. So yeah, I'm gonna give you guys kind of a walk around the car since there's no body work on it. It's a good way for us to look from kind of like a top-down angle at all the different components so that we can, first of all, I can understand the car better when I can see it all open like this. I've spent a lot of time over the last couple days playing with the lift bar, playing with the 4 links, all sorts of things like that. Dad spent a day studying the front end geometry and a day studying the rear end geometry. So yeah, we're taking this as a learning opportunity, which is kind of what we do with everything. But I'll give you guys a good look at the race car with no deck on it, so you can have a look at that. And then we'll probably wrap up part 1 here of the frame up. In the next part, we're going to be, well, our next video on the channel is going to be going to PRI. That is in just a few days now. We'll be heading up to Indianapolis. We're leaving Tuesday. We're going to visit with Permatex on the way up. They're in Cleveland, so we're going to visit with them and then go to Indy from there. So it's going to be a busy week of travel next week. And then when we come back, everything's coming off the car. I think that's where we're going to wrap it up for today. I'll give you a look at the car, and then we'll go from there. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, please make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. It really does help us out. It's completely free, and it only takes a couple seconds to hit the button, and that does help us. So, okay, no more deck. Some of this has been undone already so that I could clean the frame up. Like, this is all loose and stuff, but the motor for the most part is still hooked up. Obviously, we've been doing some cockpit and work under the cowl up there. And you can kind of see everything on full display without the body work. One of the things that I've been doing is kind of just studying how this lift bar works. It's such an odd system, and it's such an important thing. So as I lift this lift bar, you know, how does that affect the rear end? And it affects it in a lot of different ways. Pinion angle, you know, center line of the rear end. So it affects the 4 links and the bird cages. So I've been playing with that a bunch. And we've also just been mapping out where we want to put stuff for next year in terms of, like, I think we're going to move the fire bottle and things like that. So gives us a good opportunity to learn about the car on a little bit of a deeper level. When we picked the car up, it had a deck on it. Mike put the deck on the car for us at Warrior, so when we picked it up, it already had a deck. So this is the first time the car has ever been without a deck. So, since it got first built. So, cockpit's still pretty yucky in there. Still got a lot of dirt to clean, but it's hard to get these things clean. So, it takes a long time. We pressure wash it and do the best we can, and then it still is usually dirty anyways. But there's a look at the race car before it gets completely stripped. Thanks for watching, and we will catch you on the next one.